Howdy folks, Mikey Mckernan here, aka Boo-Ha Man, aka Is Not Funny. Today is Saturday, November 6th, 2021. Still currently in my home in Los Angeles, California. Still gonna be here for another week, but next weekend I'll be going to Chandler, Arizona. Tonight, I have a gig in Glendale, California at the Glendale Room. New venue, I've never been there. I've only seen pictures online. It looks cute. They have books. I like to perform alongside books. That gives me lots of life. Plus, books, best acoustics. Best sound deafening acoustics. And that's really good for comedy because you need the laughs to stick around. What are we gonna do in Glendale? Well, there's a little history of me. My first ever job in Los Angeles is in Glendale. So we're gonna visit that, maybe walk down that street a little bit, reminisce. I won't be going too deep, too in detailed like I did on some other videos. You just flapping your jaws, get to the point. We're gonna have a good time. I'm gonna be entertaining on the streets of Glendale, California. Come along now, will you? See, I failed. I'm like, oh, I'll just go and talk a little history. There's probably not much to see. And I completely forgot about the Museum of Neon. Look at that guy up there. Failed. Should have came here early. Look at that. The old Sears. Central Perk. Oh, it's actually open. I don't have time. This is fun. So they got some lights over here. I really am disappointed I didn't come to this. This is what this YouTube channel is. It's a fun land. Welcome to my fun land. I'd be obnoxious if I was in that museum because I'd run at every single one of those signs and then I'd go like this. I'm a Dodge Neon. You're right. Glendale, California. Funny story about this place. It's actually kind of popping. You can check out the area. It looks like there's a lot of happening and stuff. My first ever job was in Glendale, California. I worked at Borders. I just always had a joke that it was called Borders because the employees were border than you were. You'd walk in there and be like, hey, do you guys have this book? And the employee would be like, yeah, let me check. Looks like we only got one copy and it's probably misplaced, so do you just want me to order it? I've always wanted to work at a bookstore. I've always tried getting work at Barnes & Noble because I grew up in suburbia. There was no independent bookstores. So Borders or a Barnes & Noble try to get a job at. I got a job at this one because there was a guy with the same last name as my last name, and that's the only reason why he interviewed me. But I got the job because of it. I will take it. The old Borders building.
You don't want it anymore?
Now it's a Marshall's. Glendale looks like it's popping tonight. There's a lot of people walking around out here wearing black. Black is a very popular color out here. Hey, that's cool. I'm not saying they're goth or anything, but I went through a phase. It's so funny because there's Americana there, fancy mall. They got homes above the mall. I don't know who would want to live above the mall. I feel like only if you're 14 years old would be why you'd want to live above a mall. When I was 14 years old, I would have loved it if I would have worked there. I mean, my first ever jobs were at the mall anyways. I'm not gonna go in there because it's a clothing store. I don't want to walk around filming a clothing store. I don't have much time. I've got to get to the gig. I'm gonna get there early, but I worked here. I first moved out to LA. I lived in a room attached to my brother's garage. It was not fun. When it was so hot, I couldn't even stay in there. One of my first ever friends from LA, shout out Brian, met him here at this Borders. Up the street used to be the Brand bookstore, RIP. That's not there anymore. There was one time where when I was working here, so slow, I would go hide in the kids section, more in the evening, and I would read Chronicles of Narnia. I read the whole series at work while I was working, hiding. think I got caught maybe once or twice. Nobody cared. It was no big deal. When you first go out to the city, it's all new to you. You got to make new friends. It's always intimidating because you have your goals to like do. Like I was trying to be an actor at the time. I was more like, oh, social life, making friends. At first, you know, you think you're getting distracted and you're not staying focused on your goals. That stuff's important. You want to have friends, especially if you want them to watch your YouTube channel. A lot of early memories of like, I'm gonna do it. I'm going out to LA. I'm gonna follow my nightmares.
Two levels. It's actually a really cool bookstore when it was.
There is a statue. There's a statue of Benjamin Franklin. Not wearing his mask. Howdy. Not creepy at all. I like you, Ben. You always keep it 100. Boo-ha! So sweet. All right, made it to Glendale, made it to the gig. This place is cute. The Glendale Room. I'm excited. It's covered with books. So dope. This is where I want to be performing. Thoughts like this? Yes, please. I want fun environments. I want booky environments. I want to be performing in like a cubby and like a bookshelf. Not too big of a room. Caps off at 40. We'll see how many tickets are sold. I didn't ask. I didn't want to prod. I just tried to get there early, be respectful. Be like, may I please record your lovely venue? All your books. And you can hear it when you're in there. You can just hear the sound. Just be still. I love it. I'm excited. I don't even know how much time I'm doing. Only male on the lineup again. That's always fun because there's always, you'll see, I mean, for years in comedy, it's a male-dominated environment, unfortunately. But for years, you'll always see like one woman comic on the lineup. Now, I get to feel that. And I'm happy. Same time, does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? Does it matter? To some it does, so I'm fine with that. I'm cool. Women are funny. We'll see how many people show up. If there's some real crowd, if I don't recognize anybody, then I'll do some goodies. I'll do some fun jokes. But if it's a little lighter, then I'll probably try a couple new things. That's what's always fun, is that when it's a smaller crowd and you're like, oh, I don't get to do my fun stuff. Since it's a smaller crowd, they're already being punished with not that much comedy. I will try some new material. Also, hopefully one of these ladies will like to be on the vlog too as well. Talk about how their set went, what they thought of this environment. It's my first time performing here, so I'm excited. It looks cute. And it's fun too because it's Saturday night. And I always say, if you want to try to get booked, how do I like get booked all the time more, or what are the quality of the bookings? I always encourage to try to at least get booked on the weekend. Friday, Saturday night. Everybody's going out. People are out and about. They're not working. Those are easier nights to get people to come see you.
This next comedian was on a TV show on Fox. Then the next day it was canceled. Give it up for the very silly Mikey Mckernan.
Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. It's really great to be here. My name is Mikey Mckernan. I keep dreaming about working out, so I got a weighted blanket. I wish I could paint. Seriously, I wish I was an artist and I could paint. I love paintings. What I don't like is when people deface paintings. Yeah, I think that's art breaking. This place is beautiful. I love performing next to books. Truly. I really do. Did anybody do curbside library during quarantine? Anybody check out the books at the library? Kelly, you did? It's freaking awesome, huh? I loved it. The only problem is they come up to you and shush you in your car. All right, just got off stage. That was fun. I really enjoyed that set. They were great. Great room, great little crowd of like 20 people. Most of the stuff worked. Even some of the little riffs too as well, they worked. I had a blast. Glendale Room, not bad. Saturday night. When I first went up there, I had to put a mic condom on the mic, so that was like the only thing like that threw off my energy. See, for me, I've mentioned this before, I'm always so hung up on the first thing that comes out of my mouth is a boo-ha. Or like, okay, I got my walking up there to the mic and doing my first thing going. But I had to put a mic condom on and it kind of threw my energy off a little bit. But other than that, like I settled into it. Did about 10 minutes. The host was like, oh, we don't need to light you, just go ahead. And that's always like, but this is, I have so many tiny bits, so I always get freaked out because I want to be on the clock. I have my little recorder with me, so I had the clock, so that's where I was like, it's no problem, you don't have to light me. The best is when you're on stage and you can see a clock. Timing your set or count down in your set, I like the timing up. That is the best. I perform a lot and I can't help always looking at the clock to see where I'm at, see how much time I've been doing, because sometimes if I'm going too fast, then I'm like, oh, I'm already through all my material and I still got more time. There was a group of people who, first group showed up, they sat in the couch and the couch was in the back, so it's always funny because you think of the first audience members to show up, they decided to be like, oh, let's go sit in the back, you know, so we're not so up front on stage. Then of course people sat in front of them, they couldn't see. That was hilarious. I enjoyed that. I love the couch in the back. You guys showed up first and you're like, dude, we get the couch, this is awesome. And then somebody sat right in front of you. You're like, yeah, that's not the best view of the show. That's why, I mean, it's always good to put the couch in the front because you're not sure about the height. But then again, people, you're like, wow, you're just so comfortable watching this comedy show right now. So. I also didn't want to really bring up the fact that I was the only guy. I just mentioned a little bit. I'm still a little bashful. I just try not to, so obvious, like, oh, look at me, I'm the only male comic on the female lineup. Of course, I did dick jokes. This is fun. It's fun being the only male comic on a female lineup. Yeah. It's about time. I deserve this. Now I gotta tell a dick joke. I don't have any dick jokes, but I'm trying my hardest. But it was a good room. They liked comedy. It was fun. I was thinking that they might be one of those crowds where it's like, really? But nope, it wasn't. They're a great room. Shout out to the Glendale Room. Good job, you guys. Yeah, Glendale Room, thank you. That was fun. Let's go talk to Jahan. I'm here with Jahan Sabir. We just did a gig together. Jahan, what did you think of the gig?
It was really fun. There was a lot of books.
There was a lot of books.
Remember when you said you loved books?
I love books all the time, but I'm asking you about your set. We're not talking about how I love books. I know, during my set, I could have sat there on the couch and read a book. I almost wanted to for 1 second.
No, books are great. I love this. I loved my set. The gig was fun. The people were like into it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought there was going to be like quiet and stuff.
I know.
I loved your energy when you went up there, though. You were so, like, I haven't seen you in a while, so you were so calm, cool, collected. I was digging it. You didn't believe me, too, when I was like, wow, that was great.
Well, I was just trying to match the energy of the room. Like, the room was cool.
I thought you did that perfect.
So I was, like, being cool instead of, like, boo-ha.
Like me trying to sell it, like, hey, I'm going to pump some funny and energy into this little mini crowd right now.
I had my moments.
I've been thinking about dogs recently and how they don't have lips. And then it got me thinking, oh, maybe that's why white people love kissing them in the mouth. I actually don't have a lot of time to date because I'm a nanny. Thank you, I've made it. And the kids I watch are white, obviously. And so I find it my duty as their black nanny to make them the wokest kids on the block.
What did you like? What sets of jokes you liked?
Oh, I was glad because I got them on my side so I could do my black predator joke. Because that's a tough one.
Even as predators, black people are more talented. We got the big three. We got Michael Jackson, we got R. Kelly, we got Bill Cosby. I'm just saying there's a lot of #1 albums between those three men.
All right, Jahan, well, that's all. You want anything else?
Do I want anything else?
Say anything else about...
Plate of pancakes? No, No, I'm okay.
Somebody's hungry.
Love you, Mikey.
Please plug your stuff. Where can we find you?
Instagram, jahan.sabir on IG. I mean, that's the only one I really use.
Don't you have a podcast?
Not anymore. But I do run a monthly show at the Comedy Nook called Set It Up.
Don't say the next day because I don't know when this is going to come out.
No, I'm not saying a date, but I'm just saying it's usually every third Saturday of the month.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Another fun night of comedy in Glendale. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for clicking, for liking, for commenting, for sharing. Most of all, for subscribing. Please follow me on Instagram. Link down below. Please check out some merchandise. Link down below. Please check for my show dates. Link down below. Donations for the stand-up adventure vlogs, the Boo-Ha Man's journey. PayPal link down below. Thank you. I love you. One love. That's comedy.